Check. He's
Hey, hey,
hey.
yeah, yeah. Oh.
Pretty loud.
Pretty loud.
Check. Hey.
Check.
That's
Hey.
not too bad though.
Whoa. We are Angry Waters. Light them up. After all these years, I still run to play. I would tear down a mountain just to find your name. So I can wrap my bare hands tightly around your neck to watch you gasping for air, finally taking your last breath. Parasite, 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 parasite. Even a million won, the result would be the same. Climbing every single mountain just to find your cave. And I will find great pleasure sinking to your level. I'd even pose with a smile, having sent you to the devil. Parasite, 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 parasite. Don't care if I have your ear, I'd still blindly say that I would build a mountain to keep them all away. So I can sleep on Sunday, but I toss and turn at night. But looking round every corner is another parasite. Parasite, 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 parasite. Thank you very much to our esteemed guests. You all can introduce yourself if you'd like. Never seen any of you people before. Ugly bastards that you are. It's what's called Fourth and Main. Looking back on Bryceland, lived on 4th and Main. Walking distance to all things relevant, the things that would work to shape me. Like a sculptor who molds his clay, sometimes a piece might break in the kiln. Some pieces are harder than others to reattach again. And I feel like I'm falling from my window to ground, lying flat on the sidewalk, thinking of the profound. Wonder if it was worth it to lose your cornerstone, giving up such a warm, safe feeling, a peace of mind you once owned. In the end, decisions made reflect the person you've always been. No amount of pushing or prodding will bring you back again. And I feel like I'm falling from my window to ground, lying flat on the sidewalk, thinking of the profound. From my window to ground, lying flat on the sidewalk, thinking of the profound. And I feel like I'm falling. And I feel like I'm falling. From my window to ground, lying flat on the sidewalk, thinking of the profound.
We're going to play this next one. Normally we would send this out to the beer drinkers and the whatnot, but that'll be for later tonight, I guess. Just remember this later tonight when you are imbibing. This one's called Golden.
Send it out to the brothers from Judson. Who was on my mind? Wanted to go there. Who was on my mind? Met a man there. I said, drink alone is fine. Do it all goddamn time. Down the village bar, see me some of that sour Let down the Lynchburg, give me some of that sour Show me some of that hospitality. I know I ain't got no gas. Don't lock the door. Drink some of those arcades. Don't lock the New Orleans. Drink some of those hurricanes. Down the Bourbon Street, I will feel no pain. Gonna bust my leg again. Drink away your day like me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for showing up. This great little intimate crowd. This is our first 360 concert series on Rock 95. Angry Waters from Mankato here. Coming up on 15 years, guys. Already, can you believe that?
It's hard to believe, you know, we only got 10. We're not the brightest bulbs in the world, you know what I mean? So the fact that we can get past 10, pretty amazing, you know?
Well, thank you for being, I guess, a guinea pig for our first of this free concert series, 360 concert series. We have another one coming up at the end, toward the end of February. I believe that's going to be the Mary Riot on February 23rd. But we look to feature a different band each and every month, live from our studios back here. Let's talk a little back history about you guys. What in your head did you think you wanted to create when you started this? Because it's a little bit, your sound is a little Neil Young, early Stones.
That man right there, Mr. Carter Johnson. That's how this band all began. I went out to Judson, to the Johnson residence on a Christmas night, whatever it was, 17 years ago, give or take. And Matt's one of my best friends. I've known him, Carter's older brother. I've known him since kindergarten. So we grew up together, maintained, been friends all along. And I knew Carter, from growing up together, but I didn't know him that well at the time. But Matt had said that he plays guitar. So I'm like, I play in a band called Syndrome. I'm like, but I'm willing to jam, no idea really what he was into. And he just happened to be into, Neil Young and Pink Floyd and Bob Dylan, stuff like that. And we just literally said, well, let's hit record on the tape recorder and just see what happens. And it happened, and I still have those tapes. And I haven't listened to them for a long time, but I do remember getting home. I was living up in the cities at the time. And I do remember when I got home putting in those tapes going, damn, there's something here, So
It's a special sound, there's no doubt. Yeah, very good. And by the way, we remind people too, you can check us out on our YouTube channel tonight, which is Mankato's Rock. You can find that on YouTube. And also we are live on Facebook as well. And I know you've got a bunch to get to. I will leave you alone. But again, thanks for everybody for joining us tonight for our first 360 concert series. Here's Angry Waters.
This song is called Rain Down on Candles.
Sunshine, a very telling light, declaring reasons that have left you blind. With double vision of crisscross lines, the life's subtract has clearly multiplied. Is it a cry out we should be hearing behind the messages and cryptic scribbling? We're left to wonder, nothing more to offer to help you stop the bleeding, complete unraveling. It's raining down now. It's raining down now. It's raining down now. It's raining down now. Here's to hoping you're not ready. What surely seems to be a final chapter. Not for a second will I be led to believe this is even half the life that you were ever after. It's raining down, down. It's raining down, down. It's raining down, down. It's raining down, down. Putting out the candles with actions we can't comprehend. Would it be wise to turn our back like you've done today? Do tears distort the vision? Can you call yourself a man? If you let what you cleanse precious slip right through your head, when the path was clear for you to follow right there in the footprints, for love will surely turn to hate, the bitter, cold, indifferent. Be grateful there's still time for you of course. The pen is in your hand. The narrative's still yours. Life flickers and fades away until there's nothing left to say. For it's raining down on candles. It keeps raining down on the candles. Please stop raining down on the candles.
Thank you. Now, like you were saying, you know, like I was saying, we aren't the brightest cats in the world because we would have let maybe some other band be the guinea pig. But that's a lie, man. It's a true honor to be the first, Spence. Thank you so much. You guys have been so great to us over the years, and we hope we got another 15 years in us, man. So, but you guys have been just beyond great to us, man. This one is called Invasive Species, and Bodie, you've injected new life into this song, and I appreciate that too, brother. Hit it.
If it were that I was potential, yeah, we see quicker ways to the grip. Not just the fact that it's done in the name of progress. Perfect the tools and only the scales and execute the plan without regret. If this doesn't let each step further, leave the backwards. We may share many traits, leave the lions and the apes. King of the jungle, we will remain. Plain and simple, top of the food chain. Undisputed, wanting more. Cannibal, cannibal. Sharpest fangs off with no resistance, 'cause we, for pleasure, and kill from a distance. Appetite that seems insatiable will devour everything in sight. The skies are waiting for all of the heavens. We surely won't stop it long. Ambition seeping from our pores. Wisdom tangles with wicked vision. Rumor has it that God has a twisted sense of humor. We may share many traits with the aliens and the apes. King of the universe, we will remain. Plain and simple, top of the food chain. Undisputed, taking more. Cannibal, cannibal. Your shiny spaceship offers no resistance, 'cause we, for pleasure, kill from a distance. Species, rarest breed, taking a place for eternity. So gather round now, we'll have a feast. Read the spoil the piece of peace. We'll have a plan, figure out the song. We measure for all the megaton.
You know that's right. One of my musical idols has a record label called Housecore Records, and kind of the essence of that was he goes, yeah, it's basically I just get out of bed and go downstairs in my pajamas and jam. And I kind of took that to heart literally tonight. So it is a lounge. It is, I figure I'll bring my lounging attire. But now I busted up my good, well, it was my good knee. So much for that. So anyways, I got a brace under here. It's just easier just to throw these things over the top of it. So, but we've always been a band where it's been about style over substance, always from day one. You know what I mean? Always, man. Liberace has never had anything on this band and never will. So I'm just keeping the trend going, This song is called Enchanted Madness. It's about having a few marbles loose upstairs, and I wrote it. So,
He's holler at the negative song, having shadows knocking everyone. And when the branches in the gentle breeze, spider snakes and centipedes, visions in a crystal ball, rusty pins keep on sticking the dawn. Fortune custard don't bode well. Spirits unseen make their presence felt. Becoming undressed, walking the crowd down, enchanted madness echoes of our pain. Drums keep sounding, a rhythmic sound of the stakes compounding. Circles through tangles and weeds, the compass seems to with the tongue's their speed. He passing the graveyard with a whistle and home, trying to distract from what's likely to come. The strong mind becoming undressed, walking the crowd down, enchanted madness echoes of our pain. Drums keep sounding, a rhythmic song, this is compounding. Watch the strong mind becoming undressed, walking the crowd down, and it's trouble, this is Kentucky.
Thank you. To the millions, probably billions out there watching right now, Jeff, where can you find our music? I'll let you talk.
Head out to so what do we got, Stencil? Yeah, Tinder, Snapchat, Grindr, and make sure you swipe left. That's the right direction, right? Google Maps, yes. No, hit up our Facebook page. Find us on Facebook. Search Angry Waters. You'll find us there. Give me a call, 507-382-4139. I'll be happy to get you some merch. There you go, wait. That's my number. I don't care. Here we go. I like to talk. Free shipping.
We will. I'll tell you what. We will absolutely ship it for free. Absolutely. All right. This one goes out to Mr. Shane Douglas Lindmeyer. As always, this one is called Bleak, and it's about my absolute disdain for the lovely winter weather that we're having out there right now.
Are we skipping the heist or what? Oh, next. Oh, okay. Maybe. Next page. I think I got it.
Hey, stop. Hey, let's get on the same page here. We'll do that next.
I'm brutal, really broken, on the cusp of being done in. The bitter cold has taken hold. Come July, finally unfrozen. Well, hell has no fury, like fighting winds on the prairie that cut across without remorse. Here in January, I'm on my knees and I'm bleeding. I swallow guilt up and force, begging for mercy. Please forgive. I confess to sins I did not commit. No, I did not commit. Persecution without cause. Now the spiteful devil's out of is this my cross to bear? And the jagged crown is my only way. from a torment past. Stabbed in magic by the rays of craft, where misery grows deep. When the sun hangs low, but we still can't keep. I'm on my knees and I'm bleeding. I swallow guilt, I've been forced, begging for mercy. Please forgive. I confess to sin. I did not commit. No, I did not commit. I confess to sins I did not commit.
Thank you. All right, we are going to do a new song, and it's called The Heist. And I've never, ever written a song, or I guess before this song, every song I've ever had a hand in writing, it's always been based on some element of truth. And this is the first time that there is no truth behind it at all. I don't have any plans to rob any banks or anything that I'm disclosing. So I'll send you all a postcard if I ever do. I'll just bring you guys with me, man. How's that sound? We'll make it real big, though. You know what I mean? One and done. Lots of zeros behind this. Shouldn't be saying this, online, right? But they ain't gonna find me if I do this. So,
The heist now. The heist.
I got the extra striking range. I've come up with an easy fix. That's the plan that will not fail. I'll never ever spend a single night in jail. Nobody will get on, please take my word. You won't lose a dime, it's all in shot. Bonnie and Clyde beats Robin Hood. I'll pay twice the time, so my standing's good. I won't be long to let the engine hum. I'll clean up with a tiny song. She got the trick with a few simple clicks. I can never spend even half of it. Time to say goodbye to Uncle Sam. Take my chances on the land. Never to be found, but I'll offer a clue. I'll be down where the agave blooms. I'm gonna go where the time moves slow, all the way down to Mexico. Spend my time in the midday sun, and now I'll buy the drinks for everyone. My list of words fall straight from my hand the second I cross the Rio Grande. Almost through the desert and the coast is clear. Life I knew starts to disappear. 7 more miles till I reach the sea. I begin to feel the ocean breeze. Into my view comes the clear blue water. I'll be there waiting for the banker's daughter. I'm gonna go where the time moves slow, all the way down to Mexico.
Thank you. We got a couple more for you. Spence, anything you want to inquire about here? Should we play them first and then do the question and answer session afterwards? Little therapy session. God knows I need it, man. I can honestly say, I don't know if I'm not proud to say it, but this is the first show that I've ever played in my entire life without a drop of alcohol in me prior, and that's horrible. I'm probably going to get kicked out tonight, and rightfully so. My walking papers are being served right now, and it's been real, guys. I was mainlining some black tar heroin in the bathroom before that, though, but we don't count that. So if there's a syringe back there, Spence, it's not me. I'm joking. Joking. It was blow. This one's called Bless His Tortured Soul. All in good fun, people.
There's been so many times I lost my way. Found it in a whiskey bottle yesterday. So I took to the bottle and I got a whiskey pen. Thought about my future and how it came and went. See, I'm a tortured soul from a blessed home. What do I need so I'm not so alone? Maybe I need Jesus. Maybe I just need to get stoned. Maybe I need a woman. Maybe I just need to roll. Think about all the little ones you got away. Wish I gave that info. I didn't know what to say. Now it seems the music, it is my only friend. Only hope it keeps me until the bitter end. See, I'm a tortured soul from a blessed home. What do I need so I'm not so alone? Maybe I need Jesus. Maybe I just need to get stoned. Maybe I need a woman. Maybe I just need to roll. See, I'm a tortured soul from a blessed home. What do do I need so I'm not so alone? Maybe I need Jesus. Maybe I just need to get stoned. Maybe I need a woman. Maybe I just need to roll. I'm a tortured soul from a blessed home. What do I need so I'm not so alone? Maybe I need Jesus. Maybe I just need to get stoned. Maybe I need a woman. Maybe I just need to roll by my home.
Thank you. Thanks everybody that decided to spend their evening tonight. ST, Carter, two original members of this band. Thank you guys for coming out. Very cool to still call you guys my brothers after all these years. Past the you know the whatever the baton, I guess. Just some pretty good cats, man. But it's still cool to maintain that brotherhood, man. And we you're gonna probably touch on this, I would assume. We're gonna be doing some recording for a live disc, and we'll get to that after this next song. This one is called what's the last song? High Noon Darkness. This is off our last record, and song I dig, man.
Swept all our streets with a stutter. Scorched up hometown retribution. She gave and gave until she take it all away. Her moon darkens on the horizon. Oh, my brothers on a cruel affair. Snake bite, cold blood execution. She targets with a terror for my tidal wave. Oh, boil the merciless abrasion. I know darkness will skin you to the bone and scar the naked eye. Where there is no place for you to run or hide. No blizzards in July. granted, but there will be no harvest from the seed you planted. I sold it for those fits for decades. Poison's our breath fermentation. She hums like clockwork. She'll come again tomorrow with her eclipse of agitation. My new darkness will skin you to the bone and scar the naked eye. Where there is no place for you to run or hide from blizzards in July.
Rock 95. Let's give it up for Angry Waters.
Thanks, everybody.
If we got really loud, and if people at home on Facebook cheered really loud, would you do Dead Flower? Well, can we put you on the spot for one more song? Perhaps?
Probably give it a whirl. Yeah, I think we could probably do it. Hand me a water, though, Spence. It comes
You
with
got it.
one condition.
And we'll chat. I got a lot of questions.
We'll chat after this one, right? I might. Wouldn't be the first time, so. I got that part. All right, some Rolling Stones here. Is that okay?
Oh, when you're sitting there in your self-composed chair, talking to some rich folk that you know. Well, I hope you don't see me in my ragged company, 'cause you know I could never be alone. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground, and you can send me your flowers every morning. Send me the flowers by the mail. Send me the flowers to my wedding. Oh yeah. And I won't forget to put roses on your grave. Oh, when you're sitting back in your jet black Cadillac, making bets on Super Bowl Sunday, I'll be in my basement room with a Martin and a tune and a case of beer to ease my pain away. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground, and you can't send me the flowers every morning. Send me the flowers by the mail. Send me the flowers to my wedding, oh yeah. And I won't forget to put roses on your grave. Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground, and you can't send me the flowers every morning. Send me the flowers by the mail. Send me the flowers to my wedding, and I won't forget to put roses on your grave. No, I won't forget to put roses on your grave.
You made my week with that. Angry Waters, everybody, our first 360 concert series. You guys have a lot going on. Let's talk a little bit about your songwriting process, because I think you maybe you do it differently than a lot of bands. A lot of bands will put together music first, and then they'll put lyrics together. But with, I think the way that things are going on in your head, there's a story to it. There's a storytelling to it.
There's, as you said, there's a million ways to write a song, and we've got a few different ways. There's some of our songs come. Benny's got the whole song complete, and we learn it verbatim as is. Other times he might just have a kind of a full canvas of music, and then I'll paint the lyrics over the top of that. There's been some songs where I've had the song kind of printed or painted in my head, mapped out in my head, and then I would just sing it to them, and then they would put the music behind it. And then kind of the last way is Jeff will have ideas, and those are usually kind of cultivated in practice, the stuff that Jeff writes. So those are kind of the four main ways, I guess, that we come about.
Well,
with
I think a
songs.
lot of people, when you're listening to you guys and your music, I think a lot of times you'll see someone in your head. That's maybe not always true with some bands and songs, and that's fine. But with you guys, I think when I'm listening to your music, I'll picture somebody. Maybe I'll put myself into some of these situations, and maybe that's part of it with you too.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing, actually. If you can, if you can take whatever song it is and make it personal for you, regardless of what the song might have been for me, that's a great song in my opinion. Then, or that the songwriter has done their job. Then,
yeah.
If
You're relating, exactly.
absolutely.
Now, a lot coming up. Okay, 15 years.
Yes.
You're working on a live project, and I know there's a performance coming up at the What's Up Lounge soon.
Yes, we're First of all, we got Clark's birthday bash on February 9th, right? Is that? And that should be a big one
Okay,
with
yeah.
War Rooster, Mayberry Riot. The following weekend, we've got Saturday, February 16th booked. And it's going to be, I don't want to use the word glorified practice because, we're hoping people show up. But
Gotcha.
we've got
Yeah.
the entire night booked and we're going to record. We're just going to record, every song that we do. Some songs we might do 2 or 3 takes and just see what kind of material we come up with. And if we're happy with the results, we're going to put out a live record on May 4th, which is, I think it's May 4th.
Yeah.
Saturday, May 4th. That's our 15-year anniversary show at the What's Up Lounge. So hopefully
Nice.
when
Yeah.
people come through the door, they'll have a live, a live copy or a live record celebrating our 15-year anniversary. It's been a little tricky. Being that we're doing this specifically to kind of honor our 15 years, I want to make sure, being that I've been in the band, from day one, I want to make sure that the entire 15 years is accurately captured. So, finding the right set list and not doing having to learn every single song has been a little tricky. And there's been, a little banter back and forth.
Have you gone through and maybe listened to stuff you hadn't in a while?
I haven't really done that yet, but before we play shows, I'll usually go through the stuff that we're playing, and then every once in a while I might throw on a song that I haven't heard for a long time, and that's kind of fun. But no, I haven't really dove into the dusty stuff that we'll be playing that night.
Well, we'll be sure to keep everybody posted what you guys are going to do. And again, thank you very, very much for being our guinea pigs for the first one, our Free 60 concert series. Again, we'll do
Thank
this
you.
next month as well in Rock 95. Our next one will be on February 23rd. That will be with the Mayberry Ride. Thank you for listening at home, and we had a great time. And thanks for our small crowd for coming out on a really cold night here in Minnesota. Again, thank you very much to Angry Waters.
Thank you, Spence, for everything.
Thanks, everybody.
That's all I got. That's all I got. One time, man. One time. That's all I did. One time. Yeah, we did. One time. It's only been, damn near 15 years since I heard it last. Where have you been? It's not our fault. I mean, I do what I can. So as long as I'm here, I'm here to harass.
Not on those nights where it's
I'm here to harass. So then more beer we drink, the more I need to hear the song.
Throw some